Today we are talking about Oolio, a brand that sells extra virgin olive oil and brings the authentic taste of Greece right to your table. I got the brief for this project from the Brief Association on Instagram, and I'll add the link in the description for you to check out. Before we dive into the design, let's create a mood board to get a creative direction. Here's a quick tip on how to make a grid for your mood board. First, start by creating a square, then go to Object, then Path and select the Split into Grid. Now adjust the number of rows and columns to fit your needs. This will help us organize our ideas and set a solid foundation for our design. Alright, I've already grabbed some inspiration from Pinterest and now I'm just adding them to the grid to organize it better. Mood boards are crucial in the design process because they help visualize what you want your brand to look like. A lot of newbie designers skip this step and jump straight into designing. When they hand over the logo, the client often rejects it because it's not what they had in mind. To avoid this, it's essential to create a mood board and finalize it with your client to ensure you are on the same page. So here's our final mood board. This is the direction we are going with. When I think of the name Oolio, it brings to mind a character almost as if it's the name of a person. This inspiration led me to create an illustration of an olive. It's a very minimal yet bold illustration. Now I'm just tracing it out to convert it into a vector. To create the circles, I used the ellipse tool and adjusted the anchors with the direct selection tool. For the legs, I drew them with the pen tool, and for the shoes, I used the rectangle tool. Again, adjusting the anchors with the direct selection tool. Here's a quick tip: if you want to duplicate a selection, just drag it while holding the Alt key. I also want to include some illustration of olives that can be used as patterns, and for that I'll be using the pencil tool. It's one of my favorite tools for creating illustration and hand-drawn shapes and much more. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite tool. For the typeface, I chose this font called Colton. It's bold, it's tall, and not as symmetrical, just what I was looking for. I'll quickly outline it using the shortcut Ctrl plus Shift plus O. Now I'll just adjust the kerning between the letters and check different orientation of the logo. Here I'm trying to create an olive in the negative space of O. You can get the idea, and it looks quite good. I also tried version without the olive in the negative space and in lowercase type, but they didn't work quite well. So here's our final logo suite: the primary logo, secondary logo, logo mark, and the illustration. For the packaging, I have chosen a monochrome style. I'll be using various tints and shades of green. Here I have already arranged all the details that will go on the label. When it comes to packaging, I like to start with a rough sketch of what will go where on the label before jumping into Illustrator. It helps a lot and makes the process easier. Lastly, I am designing the thank you card. I am just adding the illustration and some details. So that's my complete process of designing the brand identity. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and take a look at the final product.